Hello.
To another episode of the Tiger House Grimm, and this is just fractionally after the last episode. So Desmond is doing his rounds in the hall, and Lily, who's been managing the back of house, has come to check in on how it's all gone so far. Off you go.
Hello, Uncle. Lily looks... She doesn't look, as well put together as usual. Her clothes are somewhat showing the effects of the day. They're not quite as pristine as they usually are. Her hair's a little wispy coming out of places. It's obvious she's been running around quite a bit.
And Desmond's sitting there and he has a leg propped up near the fire. It's the one that always hurts him on especially on days when he's moving a bit. As she walks in, he gets to his feet. Niece, care to join me? And he settles back down like you see, Oh.
Lily will sit down and join him.
I've been on my feet all day, and this fucking... if it wasn't for the fact that guy is probably dead, I'd want to kill that guy all over again for shooting me in the fucking leg with a crossbow bolt. Don't ever get shot in the leg with a crossbow bolt.
I shall make every attempt to not allow that to happen.
That's smart.
How did things go out here today?
I thought you were going to ask me how I got shot with a crossbow bolt. I was like, he shot me. Middling. We think somebody might be trying to poison the bride.
Already?
You taking this in stride?
I'm sorry. I expected somebody would try to poison someone. I didn't expect it now.
No, I was surprised. I'm just as surprised as you. I was expecting somebody to be trying to poison somebody, but I was surprised that it wasn't my brother. Yeah, we don't know who, and this is why I'm still up. I've already made my rounds, and I'm keeping a general eye out. Sorry, I had drinks earlier. He kind of motions during the feast. There was some night, or was it the Sept? I don't remember. He was being a general, what's the colloquial term? Ass face. Ass face is a good one. He kept insulting us about our faith in the old gods, or specifically mine. And then I told him that story about that time where I beat a man's chest in. Have I ever told you that story?
No, but you did tell my husband shortly before.
Yeah, the story
is
very short. I beat a man's chest in, and then he died. Anyway, I told him that story to get him to stop being incredibly rude to boor. Most people seem nice. Most people seem happy about meeting and being here. We weren't really getting any fights. We were getting the occasional stink eye.
Good.
Any questions you might want to ask me?
Well, the most important one, how does the bride fare?
Okay, so again, we think somebody might have poisoned her. She chalked it up to, and again, this may be absolutely the case, and the mundane non, evil thing might be the case. She said it was just jitters.
I could potentially see that.
What would you know about being a bride? Ha ha. So yeah, she said it was jitters. It might be, but Julie, my brother, says that he thinks it might be something a bit extra. And I'm inclined to trust his opinion on the matters of this. Oh, then about 10 minutes ago, I stopped me and the Lord of the House yelled at some guys who were sparring out in the courtyard.
Oh dear.
Well, they're sparring with wooden swords at like fucking 10 o'clock, asshole. Like, geez, people are trying to sleep.
I was thinking more, oh dear, in the sense the Lord of the House hollered.
Well, as I said, everyone needs their beauty sleep, and my dearest nephew is quite pretty, so
He is. He requires quite a bit to maintain that.
as opposed
Beautiful
to
look.
my required amount of beauty sleep, which is I am still up.
And there were no other incidents during the banquet?
He kind of looks like he's going through like a list. People met me at the gate. I said hi to all of them. We came inside. There was that guy who I'm totally gonna rob later. You can't stop me. And
Wait, back up. Why
No.
are you robbing someone?
no, that's in the past. We're moving forward now. And then the bride got a little sick looking. We had her meeting in the tower, and then I made my rounds out of here. The guy who was being rather rude to us. I feel like just relieving him is maybe his coin purse, just like a little bit of a lesson.
Possibly.
I feel that's fair. And the Lord of the Manor, my dearest nephew, tried to be personable and nice on several occasions during that conversation, and this guy just kept hammering it home that he's a dickhead. Kind of shifts his weight. That's a little better. Oh. Oof. Don't get shot in the leg with a crossbow. I said it once, but this shit really sucks.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you that you being the tough guy in combat means that years later your joints just ache. Oh.
So what sort of septons do you like, Desmond?
Looking around for the source of the set where the voice came from.
Boris, who's been like half asleep in a chair.
He says, "I actually don't mind a septum at all. It wasn't his occupation that offended me. It was the man himself.
Oh, just the fact he was doing some septoning.
He was being a dick about it."
I think that's what I said.
Touche. Like I said, he was being an uncultured swine about his opinions.
Well, can't get having a wedding without a septon, can we? Oh, or can we?
No, we can't. And unfortunately, well, apparently only courtly men can be expected to know courtly graces.
That's not true. I'm uglier than the back end of a donkey, and I know to at least not insult people's religious practices. Look, I'm not gonna go all the way down to Satoyos, and let's say you see a bunch of people there chopping up some people ready to eat them. I'm not gonna be like, "How dare you, sir?"
Wouldn't you?
I'm gonna be like, "Why am I here?" And I'm gonna probably scream a lot, maybe cry a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you okay with people eating each other then?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that I'm not gonna accuse if it's a bad situation. I'm in their home. I'm not gonna subtly make a fuss about it.
Interesting.
I'm not gonna eat it either.
So there are some religions that you don't approve of.
Well, yeah, of course, there's practices I don't approve of.
Right.
Generally being a brute and a tyrant fall in line with that. There are reasons why I joined Robert.
But maybe there's practices that septon doesn't approve of.
Okay, good for him. 100% A-OK, boss.
So what
Like
did so what did you
I,
do with the kids?
I care very little what that man's particular uh, code of conduct is because he is still acting like a jerk to me. Uh, with all due respect, moral relativism is something I care very little about.
Lily sighs.
So I have all night that I have to be up. So
So, as I say, aside from this Septim Moor, what did you make of the kids? Pretty couple, do you think?
I think so. I think they'll make a happy couple with dozens and dozens of happy bouncing babies. Hopefully.
Hmm. Oh, I suppose she has got the hips for it.
I'd say I didn't notice, but I'd be lying.
Oh, I don't know. I think quite a few men in that hall were definitely noticing.
Of course. She was pretty. Um okay, so out of character, was she the same one that was in that is the bride the one from my
No, it's the younger sister.
okay. Yeah. And then he kinda gets sort of this like kind of 1,000 yard stare and he goes, and she has a sister. She reminds me of someone from a long time ago. I don't like it. No, I don't like it one bit.
Oh,
But here I am.
the one that Corin was trying to talk to badly.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's he didn't do
Uh,
too bad. He wanted to talk to her badly, not he was talking to her badly.
oh, that's much better.
Yes.
So much better.
Yeah, I'll keep my distance one way or the other. He just kind of looks a little behind the eyes sad.
No, Desmond. Dear uncle.
Look, it's not my fault she looks like her, all right?
No, it's not. It's just unfortunate for you.
What is?
Are you saying all northern girls look alike?
No, I'm saying that particular one looks a lot like my dearly departed wife. And a lot like my daughter, it just reminds me of how shit of a father I've been. That's all.
Lily will nod.
Well, you don't have to agree that emphatically. Jeez.
No, just I'm
After
I'm
all this
not.
blows over, he interrupts and says, "After all this blows over, I'd like to have her around here. Maybe maybe you can show her around the castle when Macy comes down here."
I'd love to.
Okay. All right.
Boris,
Yes, my lady.
how were the guests from your observance?
Ooh, not too drunk. Quite hungry. Um, and then there were some who were tired from the journey. There were some who had too much energy from old quarrels. There were some who, as you heard, keen to start hitting each other with sticks. But they were the friends, I think, not the enemies. Mm, I think what else? Um, there was the master they had with them. He seemed very masterly. Unlike our master, who's not masterly.
No, he's not very masterly, is he?
Had a pretty chain, lots of links. He didn't have that link that Master Julius likes to show off.
Lead or Valerian steel?
That's the one.
Valerian steel? God, that's... whatever. I got nothing else. Whatever.
What a waste of good Valyrian steel, don't you think?
You think...
You can make at least a left open out of that.
Desmond looks maybe a little bit tipsy when he says this, and he says, I think it's possible if we were to go find all the maesters of Valyrian steel links, steal all those links, do you think we could get a sword out of it?
Where do you think those links come from anyway?
I don't know. Like, what if a bunch of maesters go to that? Do they have a secret giant supply stash of him, or do they make more? No. The fact of the matter is, the archmaester of that discipline has a mask and a rod made from it. So, if I ever meet him,
Let's see. So who else was there? There was Lord Arthur Manning. They came in by the port, didn't they? So I met them when they got here. What do we think of Lord Arthur? Didn't talk to me very much. I didn't talk to servants either. For that matter, he only really talked to Lord Randon, didn't he? So I think he's one of those.
Lily will nod. He
Yeah.
could be one of those.
And who else was there? And then there was the Lord Hart and his wife Ella. They seem much more friendly. Much nicer. A bit weary, don't you think? And tired. But then again, they have got 2 daughters. And we all know how much work daughters can be, don't we?
Incredibly so.
Oh yeah, no, daughters, they're the worst.
Lily shakes her head. Not the worst, but
I'm kidding, my dear niece.
Yeah, careful. Some of us were daughters once.
I remember when I was a daughter.
it's difficult to keep a strong-willed, curious daughter in check.
Again, his eyes kind of gaze down.
Yeah, just imagine what it's like having 2 daughters. One of which all the men were looking at.
Yeah, that'd be hard for me.
So,
I'm glad I spared myself that issue.
do you feel sorry for the daughter that all the men are looking at, or the daughter all the men are not looking at?
Being the one that nobody looked at, I feel more bad for the one everyone's looking at.
Actually, I think I feel a little worse for the one all the men are looking at.
Yeah. Again, being the second born, I know that there's a modicum of freedom of not being expected as much.
Well, it's not even the lessened expectations or not getting as much attention. It's everyone is watching you.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, there's this level of freedom. I mean, I could tomorrow pack up all my things and make down the King's Road and just offer my services as a sellsword. And really, you guys would adapt and move forward. My dearest nephew can't do that.
I thought you already did that for like 10 years.
That's true, but I mean now that he's here, you know,
Well, he could, couldn't he? What's stopping him?
if he bent the knee and takes on the title of Lord, not so much.
Yes, do oaths always stop people doing things?
It's your responsibilities. I mean,
Frequently.
that's why I'm not going to leave. Is my responsibility to all you.
Yes.
Motions to his niece and motions to Boris. I have things I have to do here. It's why I'm awake and reminiscing like an old damn fool.
Quite. I'm sure no knight would ever break their sworn oath.
You have a point, Boris. You have a point.
Well, do I? No, I don't have any points, but I think the Kingslayer had one.
I truly believe that everyone gives him a lot more shit than he deserves.
Oh, you mean the oath-breaking Kingslayer?
Well, I believe my most humble of opinions. Which oath did he break and which did he keep? Because he also took oaths to be a knight and protect the innocent. And that's the look to me is which am I an oath breaker because I turned against the Mad King, or am I somebody who kept his word to his liege lord? You only get it one way. You don't get it both.
Maybe both are true. Maybe all oath breakers, one way or the other.
It's quite true. Just like in my this is the insane ramblings of a drunken old fool, but what gave Aegon the right? Everyone talked about how the Targaryen line had the right, half-heartedly pantomiming slamming a fist on the table. What gave them the right? They had the right to rule Westeros. What gave them the right? The fact that they came in, killed anybody who disagreed with them, and then said, "Me and my line for perpetuity rule this land for perpetuity." There was nothing. There was no right gained about that. There was simply, I take what I want.
Yeah, I think that's what they call it, isn't it? Right of conquest.
It's right of conquest, but that doesn't mean that.
Also,
that's like, does that mean that we can take our neighbor's land? No, that wouldn't be right. So.
Or maybe it's just right of dragons.
It may be true too. Maybe there's a intrinsic right about flying on a massive scaly bird lizard.
But careful, if you have to be if you start saying that kings don't have the right to rule.
Oh, I'm not saying that they don't. I'm saying, of course, end up like the free cities and the absolute chaos they live in. I'm not saying the kings don't have the right to rule. I'm saying though pretending like they have a divine right to rule is a bit silly.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Targaryens never said they've got a divine right to rule.
No, that's not true. They got anointed by the Light of the Seven, and that was all ordained. I disagree with it.
Yeah, no. Or maybe that was also right of conquest thing.
Yeah, it's true too. Again, I'm not saying that people don't have the right to rule, and lords and kings and all that they keep us safe. It's a deal that we've all struck with them to keep. We give them things. We give them our lives and our bodies, and they keep us safe. They keep our family safe, and they keep us in prosperity. But
I feel much better knowing that you're keeping me safe tonight. He's back in his chair.
He's like, hopefully they do keep you safe for than I'm keeping you safe tonight, because I'm doing a pretty good job. That means do better than that.
That is the deal, isn't it?
That is the deal.
What? You keep me safe, and I tell you when you're being stupid.
More or
But you
less.
can tell me. You can tell me if I'm being stupid if I'm not keeping you safe. That's always on the table. Don't worry about that.
And you tell Julius when he's been stupid.
Yes, because it's the right. It's the right of siblings to always call each other on their shit.
It's
And
a whole chain of calling each other stupid.
I mean, he looks over it. He looks over at Lily, giving her a look like you can tell, about siblings and telling them when they're being stupid. It's your. It's. I think more importantly, it's your duty to family to let them. Okay. There's an old phrase. Um, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family, and I think that's true. And the thing is, it's this again. It's this sort of agreement we've all made. We're family. What does that mean? That means that we look out for each other, and it means that no matter how much I may be infuriating to you, dear niece, it's that we keep an eye out for each other, and we are allowed to say anything we want to that person, not so we can be rude or hurtful as family can be, but so we can keep each other honest and keep each other on a path of some sort of correctness and righteousness or something. I don't know. Again, it's late.
Still, the food was good.
The food was really good. That mutton was pretty tasty, and some tasty vegetables are always tasty vegetables.
So, let's see. Plans for tomorrow. So it's going to be a hunt.
Ugh.
Are you going hunting?
Fuck no. I mean, I should probably. Well, is my nephew the Lord going or no?
I don't know. No one tells me anything around here.
Nobody tells me anything either. Ugh. Okay. I will say that the wise division of labor would be sending my nephew or my other nephew on the hunt to keep an eye out things there because stupid things can easily happen during a hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sleep during the day at least a little bit so I can probably repeat this torture tomorrow night. But if anything, I'll try and catch a nap and then I'll try and get some hours of keeping an eye on things and maybe keeping an eye, maybe checking out people's rooms, so on and so forth. Just keeping a general head on swivel.
So,
Lily, do you need me to do anything tomorrow?
Sorry, what was that?
So do you need me to do anything tomorrow?
What you're doing right now is probably best.
Awesome, being a sentimental drunk. Nailing it.
I meant staying awake and keeping the peace.
Can't I keep the war? That would confuse everyone, even any would-be assassins.
I saw it earlier. He was definitely keeping his peace with that maid.
I'll have you know I was being nice, okay?
Yes, you were very nice.
There was no impropriety happening. Pardon me.
Yeah, that's right. You were just keeping your peace. I mean, the peace.
Stares at him like, motherfucker. Look, I get this reputation for being an angry, fucking violent drunk. And the time I'm nice, everybody is like, you're being... Fuck.
Uncle, no one would blame you if that were the case.
I would. I'd blame me. I was being nice. For the sake of being nice. Nick, but geez, not everything has to be about
And you were wrong what you said earlier about not choosing our families.
yeah.
Well, isn't that why people are here to choose their family? And what we're doing tomorrow.
Okay, look, you're reading into this, and it's way too late. And the point is, I didn't choose my niece here, right? And my niece did not choose to have an angry old boar as an uncle. But I'm not even that old. Why do I keep referring to myself as that old? It's real weird. Anyway,
Oh, you mean I thought you meant Julius.
I was talking about me, but sure, fuck it. She didn't ask to have me as her uncle. At the same time, I'm never going to turn my back on her. You know, and if she was going to act in a manner that would dishonor herself, I would try and help her.
You mean you would lock me in my room?
No, I'd tell you to knock it the fuck off.
Yes. Julius is the one who would lock me in my room. Or his room.
Okay, that implies creepiness.
His tower, then.
That didn't. Sure. Just I want to go on record and say we're not.
I'm sure.
We're not Lannister. I mean, rumored to be.
I'm sure Julius is very proud of his mighty tower.
He is.
Well, you know, when you get older, you kind of just have to be proud of your mighty tower.
Yes.
Sure, the foundation's getting old, and sure, it wobbles a bit in the wind. But you know what? When you get older, your mighty tower.
But at least it's got a good gift to it.
And maybe it smells a little bad, and maybe the ladies run away from it screaming. But damn it, your mighty towers, your mighty tower.
I do hope someone dusts the cobwebs out of it sometime.
I'm not sure anyone does. I don't think any of the maids will go there.
Of course they don't go there. None of the maids go near his mighty tall tower. We're talking about a penis, right?
Well, not willingly anyway.
Oh dear.
I haven't laughed that good in a while. Not since we're insulting Walter.
Is it really wise for you to be insulting your niece's husband's grandfather? Isn't he sort of family?
I should at really some point send him a bouquet or something. Maybe a nice bottle of wine.
Oh, Walder, Frey.
Yeah. I have so much humor at his expense. I should probably pay him back for that.
Oh, you were probably there, weren't you, at the battle when he turned up late?
Probably wouldn't be limping if he showed up on fucking time.
Well, it obviously takes a long time to move that many of men.
Yeah, all his sons, yes.
Yeah, they probably have to stop for lunch on the way or something.
See, that's why he has an army to be feared. Just all his kids, all his direct sons. Once this, they killed half my men. Well, better get to making more.
Well,
with all due respect.
there,
Over to Lily.
there's an old man who can indeed get his keep his tower nice and strong.
I can say nothing on the subject. Except
I hope
if circumstances were different, my husband would not have had as many wives after me.
Yeah. Well, don't worry.
Even half as many.
If you went first. In all fairness to your husband, I didn't hate him, which is a feat because I hate a lot of people.
Especially when they're called Frey, apparently.
I don't hate phrase. I just find it fun to laugh at them. There's a big difference. Hate. Okay, you really should choose who you hate. I mean, like, not like people I don't like. Not like, you know, peasants who don't keep up maintenance on their carts and like their carts break down in the middle of the road and slows everything down. You don't hate that. You dislike it. You're mad at it. I mean, like, you should really pick who you hate. Like, really pick them. Defines who you are.
So who do you hate?
Like, as much as I like him, maybe Ned, or the Warden of the North. It's a bit weird, I know, but the thing is,
Look.
I mean, look, I try and be an honorable man. I try and act in a manner of honorability. The fact of the matter is that man can't perceive dishonor in others, and that's going to get him killed one day. Or Sir Eddard, sorry.
He could definitely perceive the Mad King was dishonorable.
To a degree, once it happened. He could have a serpent in his midst, and he would assume the serpent would inform him that he's going to strike before he struck. That's, I think, my problem with him. And then he really just looks down his nose at people for not being, once it's happened, for not being up to his standard. And again, I consider myself a pretty honorable man. I stick to my my codes of honor. I hold my vows of the night very seriously. But the fact of the matter is, I know not to trust brigands. I know not to trust people who dress and act like knights but are still brigands.
So you hate people because they don't spot people who are dishonorable.
Not spotting it, it's just having such myopia for that, you know? Just having an absolute blind spot. Again, it's silly, and it's late, and I've been drinking. So what do you want? But the fact matters. Again, it's important. I think if you're going to hate somebody, or if you're going to hate something, really choose it, but choose it well. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd still fight right beside him, because the fact of the matter is, yeah, he totally is that way.
Well, you did. Well, you both.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, I would again. Well, again, because of the Ironborn and whatnot. I hate them too, but that's for different reasons. Also crossbows, but that's for obviously for other reasons. You can't hate a crossbow for not perceiving dishonorability in others. That would be just silly.
I don't know. Is it a crossbow or the man who's firing it?
No crossbows.
Like
just
man or crossbows. Only have man in combat with swords and axes, or big sticks in your case.
It's not he motions to his a morning star.
Oh,
it's not a stick.
Oh,
it's got a chainy bit.
Oh yes. So whereas most people like nice solid fur weapons, you like a big ball on a chain. So it flops around.
Yeah. He just kind of shrugs, like, "Look, I don't have any defense for that. It just always really did a good job for me." And then on top of that, keeping the peace with a blackjack was always far more useful to me than using a sword. People pay taxes when they've been knocked about the head but can walk away. They don't pay their taxes when you run them through.
I suppose there's some people that like the floppy bits.
Yeah, where other men whip out their swords and they stand nice and strong. Me, I have a long floppy bit, but I'll point out, I'll do you in the same. We're talking about penises again, right?
I was talking about your one star.
I'm kidding.
Right, so hunting tomorrow, then the wedding, then the feast, then the bedding, then everyone goes to sleep, then everyone goes home. Except for us, because we're already home. That's the plan, I think, isn't it?
It sounds like a wonderful plan of attack.
Where are we doing the wedding? Is it in here or is it in the Godswood?
I think they have Oh, it's going to be in... If my recollections are correct, my dear niece here said it was going to be in the hall here.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
in the hall.
Dot goes to the door. Yep, you got that one the right way. Attaboy.
I'm going to hold an anti-wedding in the Godswood.
Okay.
An anti-wedding?
Is that
Yes, where two people never see each other ever again.
Right.
just out of spite.
Love you, Mike. Love you. Get close to the door for Grandpa.
I, of course,
Close
kid.
and tight. Don't get
Bye-bye, Grandpa.
So, was there any other important gossip which Lily missed about who's who and what's what and who's doing what to who?
Out of character, I'm really racking my brain. I don't remember any particular gossip my character heard.
So there's Lord Manning with his two sons, Kevin,
Yes.
and Darren. And so Kevin's the groom and the knight, and Darren is not. And then there's the Hearts with Lord and Lady Hart and their bride Sylvia Hart and daughter Elena.
Yep.
And Sylvia was getting all the attention. Elena was not getting the attention. So again, there's one that is and one that isn't. And they've got their people and their entourages and their knights and their Septon and the Meister.
So yeah, I think everything. We need to get to the bottom of if somebody got poisoned, and then when we get to that, when we find that person, I say we stuff them in a sack and beat them against a door frame.
But all the food was bought by your servants.
This
Okay,
is true.
well that means it's more than one person getting beat against a door frame. No, it's troubling.
How do we know?
But granted, as somebody who knows how to any kind of, you can see him slyly, like with a flourish of his hands, shift everyone's cups in front of them. He's like, and he's like, as somebody who can do that, I know that it doesn't require you to bribe a servant. It doesn't require you to use that. That still might have happened, but
it was only you important people on the top table.
True. Could have been someone there. It also could have been something unperceived. I don't know. Trust nothing you hear and half of what you see.
If we're going with the theory that poison was in fact involved and it wasn't just nerves, it could have been a mistake and intended for someone else.
It's also quite true too.
So
again, my nieces and nephews are certainly smarter than me.
Deadly poison.
It's clearly not some deadly poison because she's still alive. Or if it is, she's really strong. Which I'm not discounting.
It's not a very good poison, is it?
Well, again, we don't know. It could be the deadliest poison we ever know of. She just could be the most poison-resilient person in Westeros.
Does she look it?
I don't know how her internal organs work. I have no idea how strong she looks.
I mean...
Sorry, are you alleging Master Julius has poisoned her?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that She might be incredibly resent. Stops. No, I don't think he did it. Unless
I
no, he probably didn't do it.
I honestly doubt he would do something that would jeopardize the family.
Oh, my dear sweet summer child.
Unless there was oh dear. I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
going to
right?
pretend we didn't have this conversation.
That's what I do a lot, all the time. Pours her a drink, slides it across the way. Don't worry. The mockery about you being an alcoholic, it doesn't fade, but you get used to it.
She takes the drink and gives a small taste sip before
You
actually
feel that?
really drinking it.
You feel that? Don't worry. You only need to feel embarrassed when you wake up and you've urinated on yourself. That's the only embarrassment. Not that I've done that shit up.
Oh, that's the only embarrassment, or is that the only embarrassment that comes from drinking? Because, dear uncle, you should give
fucking-
birth sometime.
This is true. You do poop in front of people, I assume. Yeah. Just kind of shrugs like, it's. When did we become such? We were lame. When did we become so lame?
I think for you it was around the time you got shot with a crossbow, and for me it was around the time I had a daughter to raise and a future to plan for her all on my own.
Interesting. Mine happened when something came into me. So yours happened when something came out of you.
Touche.
Yeah. Again, shifting in his chair. I'm gonna find that person after I die and kill his ghost. Oof.
Wasn't he like Ironborn?
Hmm?
The person that shot you, was that which battle was it in?
I think it was the trident.
Oh, it was a trident, so it wasn't the Ironborn, it was probably someone. Do you know who it was?
Some Targaryen fuck ass.
Well, see, who was
No.
who was
He goes no. He goes no. It was an Ironborn. I was with Stannis. It was we got off the boat. I caught a right, and he kind of motions us up to like right about where the thigh and the knee meet, and he's like, "There's right there." It was an Ironborn. Sorry.
So they won't. Right. So when you die, you're going to fight his ghost, which is probably going to be what under the sea with the drowned god.
Well, I don't care. My only concern is this other ghost will have much more time being a ghost and will have better ghost fighting skills.
Right.
That is my only concern.
So you're saying that we need to kill you as quickly as possible, so he's not more expensive as a ghost.
This is again, it's possible he might have more experience as a ghost, and might have more ghost tricks up his ghost sleeves.
Well, what is it they say? Would like to say, "What is dead may never die." I'm not quite sure how that works.
I don't know. I know. Again, the reasons I hate the Ironborn. That because it's a silly, dumb Essos riddle, and two, we do not sow. Why do we keep them alive again? Like it.
So you don't like them because they've got a silly religion?
No, I don't like them because they've rationalized or have a religion around stealing and murdering and raping.
Right, and people with other religions never do any of that stuff.
I don't. And those that do should knock that shit off. So saith my crazy tree god. He spoke to me, and he was like, "Stop it." Out of character, there's a cat on my lap, and he was getting fed.
I think perhaps the wine and lack of sleep are getting to your mind, dear uncle.
Yes. Well, maybe we should call it a night. It's a big, long, exciting day tonight, and surely nothing can possibly go wrong.
Of course, this is all gonna go off without a hitch. Ha ha ha! I can smile
It
melts
will.
away just a fucking scowl.
Lily smiles. It will go off
So,
as
whose turn is it tomorrow to watch the expert poisoner?
Can't we just lock him in his tower? Like,
What, his mighty tower with a wide girth?
we could, but I believe he would just send his owl to fetch the keys.
You're probably right. So,
Well,
yeah. So
it would be unfortunate if the hunting party managed to come back with an owl.
It would be unfortunate, wouldn't it?
yeah, but then he'd kill like the hunting party. It'd be a problem. Be a whole
And
thing.
that's why it would be unfortunate.
Has anyone told our guests not to shoot the owl?
No, but at the same time, I don't want all of our guests to miraculously, air quotes, come down with fucking grayscale.
I mean, as long as that particular owl isn't shot, I think we'll be fine.
Yes, I'm sure everyone can tell the difference between that particular owl and every other particular owl in the wood.
Yes. He again groaningly gets to his feet. I gotta go make my rounds again.
Right. Well, I shall see you in the morning then. As he stretches and starts to go to sleep in the chair.
Yeah, and he before he leaves, he says, "You know, Lily, I could have been stuck with a lot of other people to. It's been basically us for these years, basically running this castle. I'll be honest. I'm glad it was you."
I'm glad it was you too, Uncle.
Thank you.
We make a good team.
We make a competent team. And that's all I'm really looking for.
Yeah. Good night, Uncle. Good night, Boris.
Gives her. I'll say he does his best old soldier salute. Boris.
Lily will give a proper little curtsy, and drag herself back to her chambers, wine in tow.
Thank you, Professor Plone. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This is another episode of the Saga of House Grimm. This time with additional jokes.
This was just high.